Alright, Remo, we're cutting this break short, and it's time for GOAT versus GOAT, and it's time for Lin versus Moon. The two highest decorated players in the history of this game. More than $1 million combined prize money. This goes for no other match in this discipline in Warcraft 3. It's gonna be pretty damn hype, man. It is a fight for the quarterfinals only, but it feels that there's much, much more at stake.
Yeah, this has been an interesting face-off between these two for a while. It has been going in Moon's favor for a long time. Moon's matchup against ORC is utterly insane, but so is Lin. Lin has stated before in the interviews that he has things specifically prepared for Moon. He wants to finally beat him. The competitor that Lin is, he sees that not as a danger, as something scary, but as a challenge. Moon is the challenge. He's the best Night Elf in the world, the strongest opponent for him, for the best Orc in the world. Very likely, these two will be making it out of the groups, but who's going to be first and who's going to be victorious here?
This is a grand final to happen right here. This is the greatest that Warcraft has to offer. But this year it seems to be a very, very one-sided affair. It is 5-0 this year in favor of Moon in map score 3-14. And to make things worse, Moon's overall stats versus Orc are 19-2. He is currently on an 11-game win streak against that race. He seems unbeatable. Fly took him out. And who's the second one? I don't even know.
I can only remember Fly as well. Yeah, Moon is just insane. Keeper hunts played in his hands. It's like a maestro perfectly guiding an orchestra. Where some Night Elves out there are struggling against the Shadowhunter strength, the Serpent Wards and everything, Moon just always knows perfectly what to do, ranging from normal fights, from expo defenses into late game run-bys. Moon can do it all. Moon is amazing. He is the big favorite for this tournament, but Lin, he's the reigning world champion. Last season's champion.
Indeed.
And this is just gonna be fireworks.
And Moon, the previous finalist, of course. But yeah, Lin going into this as the reigning champion. He did what Moon wasn't able to do. He took out Happy. So Lin's matchup against Night Elf is pretty good. If we take out the games against Moon, he's at 12-5. That's awesome. That's on the highest level of Warcraft. That's great stats. But Moon seems to be his nemesis for sure. In the hype interviews that we had last week, Moon ridiculed Moon a little. Like, you say this matchup is 50-50. Come on, be honest for once. Just admit that you have a little bit of an advantage here. But yeah, Moon is the talk of the town. In every pre-match interview, everyone is asking how to take down Moon. And the thing is, Lin had a lot of time. The groups were out for 2 weeks. And with this group, like usually in WGL, it's always hard to prepare because you don't really know who you are facing. This bracket, kinda easy to predict. So, you know, against Lin Guagua, while being Lin, you don't need too much practice. If you play standard, everything is fine. You can put 2 weeks of work specifically targeted at Moon. And that might be Lin's biggest chance here.
Yeah, I'm really excited what he has cooked up in the lab. If Lin has a specific goal in mind and is setting everything to it, his mind to it, we have seen how he can revolutionize metas and matchups. Just last WGL, it was him coming up with the Lin build against Human, where Orcs had been struggling so heavily before, and Lin went on a rampage against Human following WGL. Against Night Elf, he now seems to have a much tougher time than he did before against Humans. But this is the biggest stage, man. This might be where he proves himself. This might be where he finally finds the right build, because, man, has he been experimenting.
Yeah, he has played everything. And it's kind of reminiscent to the Keeper meta when he was so desperate. But if there's one player to find answers, it has always been Lin. Undoubtedly the king of orcs, the war chief. This is now the battle of the current the current reigning world champion. He has won WGL Winter, he has won WGTL, and he has won next spring as well. The premier tournaments go to Lin, but he is up against the greatest of all time. The champion of DreamHack Anaheim, the champion of 2 AWLs, and the champion of CC Masters. This is Moon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's settle in and enjoy this game because this is going to be an amazing one. And it starts off with a banger in the creep routes already. We were thinking this Farseer Headhunter style, was it just saving strategies? Was it just a bit of nonsense, a bit of experimentation by Lin? But no, even here now on the biggest stage, he's playing it again. Farseer Headhunter is officially becoming part of the meta.
Unbelievable. Kiwi Kaki knew it all along, and he inspires the world from Canada. Sick! Okay! This is the new thing. Focus played them yesterday, Lin Guagua played them in an Orc mirror, and now it's Farseer Headhunters. The piercing damage meta, Remo, has arrived at the Orcs as well.
Hells yeah. And probably at the Night Elves as well. Normally, especially going up against Headhunters, you don't want to play Archers. They die way too quick. Certainly not Dryads. Normally it's... It is Archers, sorry, I misspoke. And don't want to play Huntresses as they die too quick. Archers in the late game with triple hero and marksmanship, we have seen how that goes. But late game is far away. Let's take this one step at a time. Of course, early game is always about creeping, finding the levels, finding the items. And this map is pretty damn good for creeping with Headhunters because of how much heavy armor it has. And if it is the same Lin's playstyle here as before, it might even involve triple hero down the road.
Wow. This is going to be pretty explosive. For years and years we had to suffer through a talent meta, but this is way different now. Lin's WGL performances so far, between heaven and hell, to be honest. Been to the grand final twice, but he was also kicked out of the group stages 3 times. Same goes for Moon, actually. 2 grand finals and 3 times kicked out of the group stage. This will probably not happen to one of them here. But it's not guaranteed that they make deep runs when it's at the big stage.
So far, both playing well around each other. No Wolves giving up easily. Not even Treants giving up easily. The Farseer here, making sure he's not overextending, not taking too much damage. Lin is skipping the shop. That's a nice benefit always of playing Farseer, whether it's aggressive or passively creeping. You summon the wolves, they take the damage. You don't need heal self so early, saves you gold in the early game. Of course, he's going to be adding a shop at some point, but he can delay that until his tier 2 tech has started, which is now underway. Then sitting this camp away, finding Wand of Illusion. Very good for scouting. Nice thing on this map is you can prevent Keeper from reaching level 2 pretty effectively. With a Blade Master especially, with a Farseer it's a little bit more difficult. And one more kill, and Moon will be there. And that will unlock the Untangle.
Okay. Creeps are attacking Moon here as well. The mercenary camp at the Archers. But Moon loves the Shadow Melt during nighttime. We've seen this before with invisible Archer walls, and now he's just hiding from this. But this ruins the creeping just a little bit. It is distraction. Lin disrupts the early game quite nicely. Of course, always by sacrificing his own progress towards level 2 and 3, as it's not that necessary on the Farseer. It's way more necessary for the second and third heroes.
Wisp already at the expansion. Looks like a fast expo attempt here. But the Farseer saw it really early. Great usage of this Wand of Illusion, slowing down Moon, getting the intel. And shouldn't he be able to cancel this one? With Speed Scroll, with the number of Headhunters that he has. I mean, 1 or 2 Headhunters will be going down, yes, but he should have a good number of them by now.
It could be very messy with the still triggered creep camp, maybe. But it looks like he's preparing a counter expansion, right? Opening up that gold mine, taking care of himself. It could actually be more important than we think to have a high-level Farseer because of Chain Lightning against Wisp detonates.
Yeah, Wolves also in the late game against Archers are really good. Normally wolves are a problem because the opponent goes dryads and then suddenly wolves don't do anything. But playing dryads against headhunters does not seem like a wise idea at all. So this Farseer could scale surprisingly well into this late game. Coming in now with the harass, should be reaching level 3 in just a second as the headhunters are creeping across the map. He's keeping the headhunters safe, doesn't want to expose them.
And that's such a difference compared to Focus yesterday. There we saw the chain lightning on that Wisp, making sure to kill it immediately. The difference to Focus yesterday, when he played Headhunters versus Infi, he was donating them one after the next. And that's not how you play Headhunters. Keep them safe, babysit them. Just like you did with the Grunts earlier in the Keeper meta. Plays Demon Hunter second.
Yeah, he knows probably TC is coming. He wants to have mana burn against the second hero. And Torrent Totem coming in for possible walkers and Torrents, as tier 3 is on the way.
Do you feel it, Remo? Do you get this special WGL feeling watching these guys only in the early game before one heavy fight? Just how their brains are working at like 400 Warcraft IQ already, playing against each other. This is the best of the best.
Yeah, this is something quite special indeed. Big item for the TC. Big invul potion. That is amazing for him. He is going to be the single frontline tank who's going to be focused very heavily. And that item is going to help him out big time. At least for one occasion. How is Grubby going to counter-expand? Is he going to counter-expand? Is he just throwing down the tiny right away? I said Grubby. I mean, it is a very easy mistake to make with that build. Double Torrent Totem.
Wow. When they played here at AWL, Lin was playing with Demolishers and Burning Oil. So he has another strategy prepared here with Torrent. Did you influence him? Did you practice with him somehow?
Would love to say yes, but no, that he came up with that all by himself. But it's starting to look more and more all-inish by Lin. There's still no expo attempt. He's going for more combat items. Heal scroll now, along with everything else.
Ooh, TC only level 2 and hurt. That's not where you want to fight. Distracts a little, sees the inventory, checks the inventory, sees, okay, good for the Keeper. Very good damage on the Demon Hunter.
And the super scary thing about this Orc build is you don't have to spell for a really long time.
Yeah.
In fact, it's only going to be finishing now with the Adept training for the Walkers.
Now that it's finished, that helps a ton. But he still needs that level 3. And he's actually quite far away. Moon is looking for the aggressive. He knows that his timing is pretty damn good. Mana burns are coming in. There is a couple of stomps, but yeah, Lin focuses on the creeps here.
Another entangle. There is one more dispel, but Headhunter is not that fast. 2 Headhunters down before the Berserker upgrade. That hurts.
Yeah, this is, again, you want to keep them safe for as long as possible. When they're Berserkers, then they are in shape. But here is the power of Entangle. And another Headhunter dead. This late mid-game, it's not going Lin's way at all.
Why did he only have 1 speed scroll, by the way? He used the 1 speed scroll to get away from the merchant. Ideally, he should have had another speed scroll to again get away from the next creepjack, but he only had the single one to use, and that made him lose a lot of headhunters. Berserker upgrade now finally finished, but momentum-wise, this doesn't seem at all to be working out for Lin.
Oh, Moon found a wonderful timing for this engagement. Saw him there and realized, okay, hey, you are not where you want to be. Well, I know I have some upgrades down the road, but I feel pretty confident with my level 2 Entangle. Let's go, Lin! And yeah, on the cost of 3 Headhunters, Lin escaped from this. And Moon, mining more and more, breaking upkeep. 13 supply down. Lin, is it time for plan B and a tiny? Not really, right? He's banking a lot of gold at 40 supply, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, he's also going for push.
Yeah, this is super all-in. This is no counter expansion, no transition. But Lin at the same time has 700 gold.
He still has the TP, so maybe he's forcing Moon back. Goes for the tiny then.
Yeah. He can't hope to win this fight.
No, he can't also... Like, this expansion is not gonna fall. Or will it? Is he just committing to this? Can he?
Oh! Wait a minute, yes,
What?
shockwave!
He got shockwave! We got the indicator, of course, in the upper left, but we thought it must be Storm. Now comes the Night Elf army from the right-hand side, and he's killing every single headhunter. He's trying to TP out. He does kill the expansion, but that was so expensive.
Dude, I didn't even realize it. I was so sure he had Stomp.
I don't know when he skilled it. Maybe chat can tell us, because chat seems to be as surprised as we are. Did you just save on the skill points?
It's good against repairing wisps, but in straight up fights, it is so much worse than Stomp.
This is so much AoE. Chain Lightning, Shockwave, Torrent, Pulverize. Can Moon heal against this? He doesn't have. He has one heal scroll now. My god, Chain Wave combo in 2020, Remo. Bottleneck situation here.
We'll see how many shockwaves he gets out. The good thing is he can stay a little bit further away from range from the demon, but also not really. We can see he gets burned right there. There was a shockwave hitting 3 archers only.
Yeah. Lin, back in the Talon days, this was his biggest strength. The Torrent movement. Chain Lightning again, taking care of a Wisp. No detonate. He was the best of all time throwing shockwaves. There's no doubt about that. His shockwaves could win games alone. But here, so far, not impressive. That one, though. The heal scroll immediately after consumed the Mana Stone for it. So that was the last shockwave for a while. TC in the front line, 50%. Demon Hunter at 50%. Podem as well. Moon retreats for now.
Some Taurens are even getting revived, or in this case it was a Walker. The beefy Orc army apparently is starting to work out. Wisp detonates, really big deal. With that, the Ancestral Spirit could be prevented. It's 250 mana, it is very expensive.
Expo coming back up only now. Moon down below 50 supply. This is not the big tier 1 Night Elf mass that Moon wants to have. And Triple Hero, soak up a lot of experience. We're getting kind of close to 4-4. We have a mana potion on the TC as well, and this is absolute key to have.
It's Tiny Great Hall now. Even more important. Able to stay even in bases. Dude, that snipe earlier of the Expo. How important was that? Big item here. What's the TC gonna get? Scourge Bone Chimes. Oh my god.
That's a pretty good item for Torrent.
Absolutely.
Question is, how much damage will they actually do? How can they connect? But yeah, this is definitely helpful. Also for the TC when he stays in the front row, as he did before.
Almost level 4 for the TC here. This additional movement speed for the Torrents is a super big deal. They have low move speed, they have a tough time connecting, but with the aura, it becomes easier.
Moon is struggling.
Lin in upkeep. Yeah. Moon following, but Lin with a slight supply lead here.
Moon is struggling with the resources. This Expo snipe was brutal and the key moment of the game so far. Moon is pushing, but there's some stuff missing. The hero is not in. There's, I guess, wisps coming in. And time to heal and regen for Lin. Spirit Link pretty much everywhere. We had 60 supply for the orc. And Moon sees this. And, hey, that's a little bit too much with you having the mana potion and a heal scroll. I think the observer is checking for chimeras, but they're not coming. Moon can't afford it.
Oh, true. Chims would actually be really good for once. Alright. Demon Hunter running in. He is the only frontliner. And these Torrents do hurt. Shockwave tried to take out the Wisps. That worked semi-okay. There's still some Wisps left trying to walk away from their detonates. They do land on the Walkers, but they have such a big pool. They still have some spells left to use. And the Torrents, impossible to take out. Next Shockwave comes in. Heal Scroll to counteract the damage. But it's the Torrents here overall who seem to be superior. Do we have Ancestral Spirit? Can he revive them?
The mana seems to be lacking. There might be one or two. Keeper down to 50%. Torrent still standing. Keeper of the Grove entangles the TC. He's in trouble. Has nothing to heal him up again. Shadowhunter severely lacking. Also no items. This is probably the key moment of this game. Lots of walkers still remaining. The Farseer brave enough to go back in. TC is not. Torrent about to die. Oh, again, the invisible archers. They're saving them. But man, the Torrents, they're about to take out the Keeper of the Grove. The Farseer is chasing as well. well. Oh my god, the bottom is about to fall. Damage everywhere. He has Ancestral Spirit. The Keeper goes away. The bottom finally falls. Demon Hunter on the hunt now. Wants this Farseer level 5, but these Torrents, man, they do this alone. TC is coming in. Does he have mana? Does he have right clicks? Demon Hunter in trouble. Survives with 50. What a game! Keeper makes it home again, and the Torrents are still chasing. Lin holds.
Lin somehow, he's rich as hell, more than 1,000 gold. He can go now for heal scrolls, invulns if he wants, but Moon is moving south as well. He wants to keep up the pressure. He took out a lot of Torrents there really well, but there were always some left, and some were getting revived. And now, Farseer 5. I'm surprised he's not going Wolves. But Chain Lightning also can do a good job.
Bottom revive from the Tavern from level 2. She's too important. She carries an orb. She brings 10% damage. Can Lin hold again? We do have once more a mana potion. Oh, these shockwaves, man. I'm really not too sure. Was kind of forced into it. The Chain Lightning, though, triggers the heal scroll immediately, and the Torrent connect once again. The Demon Hunter. He's supposed to be a great tank, but he's constantly low. Entangle. Big dispel, but the Farseer gets blocked by his own Torrent. Run away now, but the Demon Hunter's too fast. Takes him out. No more Chain Lightning, no more Wolves. It's down to the TC and the Torrent, the Walkers to take this home.
Big mistake by Lin, losing his first hero. Moon pouncing on that mistake instantly. Takes out more Torrents as well. His own heroes in trouble. The Demon Hunter is level 5, but the Keeper falls level 5 for the TC. He's getting focused next. Everyone is dying. What the hell is happening here? All the heroes on the verge of death. Double pulverized and the bottom is gone. These Torrents take no prisoners. Pulverize now has to run.
Pulverize for real. Oh my god, that damage just exploding. Keeper down, bottom down, Farseer down, and the two heroes that are remaining, they are bruised. They'll have to lick their wounds, man. What? Jeez, Maurice.
What is this game, dude?
This is exactly what everyone was hoping for. This is not the Huntress all in on the Great Halls where you just mass and right clicks. This is stressful. This is so intense. This is so awesome.
And ladies and gentlemen, if I may, look at the supply. Lin with a massive lead here now at 30. Farseer is going to be back kind of soon. Lin is hugging the Tavern. Demon level 5 is strong, but he's probably not strong enough to fight against 5 Torrents.
TC is about to be level 6, man. Where's the Farseer back? He's pretty essential with the Chain Lightnings. We see a Chain Lightning level 3 right here. Moon not in fighting shape to save his expansion. He's going for Lin's second base, but there's the burrow. And with Arches, this takes forever. But Torrents, man, they smash Trees of Life.
Lin getting further and further ahead. This seems to be his game. He's TPing out now. Did he get the kill across the map? He certainly did. Yes. Of course, Moon has to get the hell out. He even saved every single archer somehow.
But didn't get the expo. And that was Lin's time without his first hero. We're still waiting for Moon to revive his Keeper, to revive his bottom. An unbelievable game right away.
Dude, the Torrent strat. Just Torrents and Walkers. And a TC. As we saw, the Farseer isn't even required. He's nice to have.
I think he's pretty essential with the Chain Lightning, to be honest, but yeah, it does help for sure. We have a mana potion once again, and this is the Lin Shockwave and the Chain Wave to follow this up. Hello, level 6, Moon taps out. GG. The genius of Lin takes map 1. And how good of a feeling is this now for June Park?
Finally, he makes his strategy work. He gets a win against Moon, but we could see on his face, he is not elated. He's not over the moon. He knows this is just one map. This is a best of 3. It's far from over. And now the cat is out of the bag. Moon has now seen this strat, realizes what could be coming his way, and the genius that he is, I'm sure he already has answers in his mind prepared. Question is, this build, can it be played everywhere? Will it be the preferred style for Lin on all the following maps? Or is this a LR special? On LR, Headhunters are especially good for creeping. Our remaining maps are Concealed Hill, and Northern Isles. Northern Isles, the choice for Moon. Very interesting now to see how the best Night Elf player in the world reacts to this new style.
It is. It absolutely is. This is their 6th match this year. This is only the 3rd time that Lin is able to take a map. Unbelievable, man. So sick. But this is not over. Not at all. The reaction by Moon will be really interesting. We see highlights, and boy, this highlight video could go for several minutes, if you ask me.
Amazing. That fight right there, where the PC was out of the fight, the keeper was low, all the heroes were in trouble all the time. Especially for the Night Elf, it's so hard to keep this Demon Hunter healthy. He's the sole frontliner. He's getting pulverized in the face over and over. So we see the pulverize at the bottom. There it is. And boom!
Absolutely brutal. That is the problem with this strategy, right? You don't have a frontline. He was trying to add some hunts to create space, but that's about it. And then Torrents reigns supreme hardcore.
Yeah. In the super late game, if we go past 60, it's so hard to fight up against that ultra beefy orc army, just with the fragile archers. But this is Moon, guys. He will know what the proper thing is to do on the next map, where his mistakes were, and how perhaps that can abuse. But then again, are we going to see the same thing once more? On Concealed, I feel like playing Headhunters is much harder. Like, especially with Grunts and just normal play. Normally there you can creep pretty well. With Headhunters Farseer, it becomes a little bit tougher. But our next map is Northern Isles, and there, once again, lots of heavy armor creeps, lots of paths across the map, lots of creep camps to take late, big creep camps also. I could see Headhunters here again.
It could also be one of these cases where a player thinks, okay, I got the neutral map, I can play my strat there. I got my own pick, I can play my strat there. So the second map, I'm trying, but I'm pretty sure that I lose this, so I don't give too much thought about that. We heard that from Spiral, for example, against Happy, when 3 maps in a best of 5 are the deciding ones. Or is it Lin having a second strat prepared? Maybe a little more all-in-ish, maybe a little bit more cheesy now, knowing that he has this 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Northern Isles especially, all-inning the Night Elf Expo with a level 3 Shadow Hunter timing, like just playing standard, like Blade Master, Grunt, creep the Shadow on level 3, and then push towards his Expo. That has worked before. And here we see the maps once again. Moon will be going to Northern Isles. If you give Moon the option to play 2-base, and turn the late game into a run-by style, I have not seen Moon lose that kind of game yet.
No.
When he lost to Fly, those were like early late game fights, like 50 supply, 55 supply, not the crazy mega late game.
Yeah, he seems to have the best decision making in the game. Whenever it comes to base races, he's on top. Doesn't matter if it's versus Orc or versus Night Elf. That makes him so strong. Plus his insane micro in certain matchups. But the decision making is out of this world. But Lin, the mastermind, had something in store for map 1. How would it look on game 2? 1 map away from the quarterfinals is Lin. And if you're Lawlight right now, winning Group A, do you cheer for Moon? Are you hoping, oh, Lin, not again, please, please, Moon? Find your real strength, find an answer, because I'm very sure he doesn't want to face Moon. But do you want to face a Lin in this shape? I'm not too sure. We go on map 2. It is match points for the former WCG and BlizzCon champion Lin. Or will Moon make this a full best of 3?
I would not be opposed to seeing 3 maps here from these two. Alright, is this the Headhunter build again? Are we going full Headhunter meta? Skipping Grunts, rushing Torrents. Hell yeah, boys! Warmill again. Farseer Headhunters confirmed.
Just want to point out that yesterday in the post-show, Neutron said, why would you reveal your strategies? You can be pretty sure that this is going to be the grand final, so hide them until the grand final. Lin is none of that opinion at all. He wants this psychological win of finally defeating Moon, and with that, probably revealing all the strats. Now it comes down to the big Warcraft brain of Moon. How fast does he adapt to this style?
Yeah, I think that's a good point that Neutron brought up, and kind of not obviously relatable why Lin is not doing it. Why is he not keeping this secret? He could have just been playing standard and then bust this out in the semifinal, in the grand final. And my hypothesis is, and of course I have no way of knowing this, but my hypothesis is Lin thinks this is a good build. It's not the cheesy build. He's got the skill. He practiced this. This build works. This is his best build. Maybe that's why he's not hiding it.
Okay, it's a little harder to counter. Of course, the more he exposes it, the easier it is to counter it for Lawliot, for possibly Colorful in the lower bracket, and for maybe Foggy down the road in this tournament. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This was just a map, and the opponent is still Moon. Keeper first, Farseer first, and Scroll of the Beast.
So this map early is already a better start for Moon. He doesn't have to wait so long for the level 2 level up as he did on LR. And the Farseer running over for instant harass against the Tuskars wouldn't do anything. So also, Lin with the right read. He expects the greedy camp from Moon. That's exactly what's happening. He is adjusting with creeping himself, as his aggression wouldn't be doing anything. Again, beautiful to see these two. Perfect adjustments, perfect reads, understanding the game.
Now that I think about your point from just a second ago, it's just a strong build. He did the very same in Winter, right? When he had this perfect build, or seemingly perfect build against Human.
Yeah.
He revealed it really early, and he played it throughout the tournament, and across this entire week, no Human was able to find a counter against it. So this could be the same mindset again, and you bring up a very good point with that.
Can this Headhunter build really work every time? And by the way, is this Headhunter opening just like a decoy? Did he just kill this archer with lightning shield on the creep, which was moving towards the archer? He did. Oh my god, Lin.
Oh, this was so awesome. This was just a second or something, but so many things happened. Lin used the chain lightning, and Moon was already on the way to Shadow Meld, so he knew this would be coming. He reacted perfectly, and then Lin with the 300 IQ play to use the lightning shield on a moving creep, knowing that it would pass the archer and do the fatal damage. Glorious, glorious Warcraft.
It is just pure joy to see these two play. But back to the strategy. A lot of Headhunters were lost, 3 Headhunters in the mid-game on map 1. If that hadn't happened, would he have moved into Berserkers? Or is it always part of Lin's strategy to open Headhunters and then transition into turrets?
That's a very good question, right? This is, I think we can compare it a little to Happy when he plays Fiends early and he loses 2 or 3 Fiends early and then he transitions into Ghouls for the late game versus Orc. Maybe it's the same for Lin. Like, if you lose the Headhunters, you know you can't get the critical mass in time anymore, and you do have to switch it up to still make this work. But it's an amazing plan B, if it's a plan B.
Yeah, if it's a plan B, exactly. This game will give us some answers. If this time around he keeps all the Headhunters alive. Which is not going to be so easy, because Keeper reached level 3, you can't really prevent this, and now Lin is having to play against a level 3 Keeper without Dispel. The fact that he willingly puts himself into such a dangerous position shows how confident and experienced of a player he is.
Absolutely true. TC coming in. The Keeper, by the way, is pretty insane with the Pendant of Energy, with Robe of the Major, not Robe of the Major, Mantle of Intelligence, and the Scroll of the Beast. That is trouble coming Lin's way. Headhunters not once moved out of the base. They're all parked between the Burrow and the Warmill. Wolf blocks, so the Keeper can't get in. This is one entangle, but can definitely deny it. It's good damage here. Alright, yep.
That's, again, quite a few Headhunters going down. Can he get a 3rd entangle out before having to TP? Yes, he does. That's 3 Headhunters dead again.
Maybe that is Lin's calculation. Maybe that is like, okay, this is what's happening. I can't prevent that. Of course, you can't calculate in a mantle or a pendant, so this might be one kill more than he calculated. But it was fine. Ooh, what? Engines of War.
Wait, how does he know the archers are there? I guess he just saw them shadow meld.
Yeah, sick. The value of the lightning shield. Oh, detonates before it kills.
Sick plays by both. TC now wants to creep, but again, losing these headhunters slows down his creep speed. Demon Hunter second is the choice again.
Do you think that's a good choice?
Possibly, yeah. If you find yourself against 5 Torrents in the late game, he has trouble. But I think if Lin gets to 5 Torrents, regardless of what you do, you're in trouble.
True. It's a good weapon against the TC. For sure. Oh, Cyclone. Shades of the past. Shades of 1.26, just the other way around. Moon's old medicine turned against him. Wolf is blocking the second surround. He keeps him closed. And yeah, if you stop a Demon Hunter in his tracks, then level 3 is hard to accomplish. Manlin and the items. Lightning Shield, Wand of the Wind coming in. Super handy. He used the TP early. He has a staff. Can he get out? Oh, Force of Nature. Nice.
Again, great presence of mind, getting out of there with the treants. A few more archers going down. Level 2 for the TC. Is it Shockwave again?
Didn't decided yet. It is Aura. Moon has an expansion. So maybe that's what he's checking. Can I cancel it? Can I kill it without Shockwave? Or do I need it? Shockwave it is.
Killing some more archers. There's one more Wand of the Wind. There it is! If only he had Stomp. But now we can staff out of this one. Yeah.
I question how effective this Shockwave is going to be, because in the last game was really good. You could kill the expansion with it, you could damage the archers with it, and of course against Wisps was really good as well. But this time, Dryads, not affected by Shockwave at all, so it works against buildings, it works a little bit against your heroes, but it's definitely not as effective as it was on Last Refuge.
Yeah, absolutely. The Dryads, how are they going to do against Torrents? In small numbers, with kiting, they should do well. But if we get high supply again, what then? I think the key here for Moon is don't lose the expansion this time.
Yeah, you have to overwhelm with mass. And isn't it cool that Moon is going back to probably his strongest unit that he dominated undeads with, that he dominated night elves with. He could even play Dryads versus riflemen. That's how strong he is with them. And that's his go-to, his comfort zone. Is it enough though? Can't you just counter that with headhunters?
Headhunters would work well against Dryads, but I think Lin's plan here is just transitioning into Torrents. The double... The double totem is still active. He's researching master training. A lot of headhunters have died this game, thanks to the keeper. You know what I would love with this strategy is add in 1 or 2 shadow priests to have to spell. On this map, of course, not possible, but on some maps it is.
Scroll of healing for Moon now. And of course, the Spirit Link. How good is the Spirit Link going to be? We saw all heroes constantly in danger on the first map. That was with Spirit Link. The Dryads, if necessary, can dispel it now.
Tiny Great Hall coming up. And a tower. Tower's extremely good against Dryads.
Yo, that is correct. Got level 3-3. Oh, it's by the way Aura 2, not Shockwave.
Yeah.
That's smart.
That makes sense, true.
But he needs level 4, I think, with the Farseer for the second Chain Lightning.
Another Berserker getting caught. So much catch in Moon's army. 61 supply against 35.
But it's only tier 2. It's no orb. It's not the big upgrades. It's not the big damage.
I think the tower up there is not finished yet, though. Oh, it's close. He's TPing in to protect the tower.
Okay. It's really close. Peons are ready. This the entire army looks super small. It's a 20 food advantage. Moon, of course, never invested into tier 3. Could produce mass dryads right away. Lin needs time for this expo to pay off, but Moon is catching units left, right, center, getting more and more kills.
Dude, that one tower is so important. Lin's resource is really low. He's got the double base income now. Reinforced defenses are helping him here, certainly. And Moon is transitioning, going tier 3, not just going pure Dryad.
Is your stream starting to lag as well?
No. And we do have one Tauren out at least. That is going to be a very easy target to focus for the Dryads. Continuing to push towards the main. Moon is standing between the bases, making it hard for Lin to bring his forces together. That's smart. And with the Demon, he can play pretty aggressively. There's no Ensnare to worry about, or Hex, or Stomp, or Purge. Very limited lockdown. In fact, no lockdown at all for Lin. Perhaps a second barracks for mass headhunters might be an idea. But Lin is so low lumber, man. He's got like no lumber at all. And the late game transition is gonna be Mountain Giants. We see 1 or 2 coming already. One burrow went down even.
Dude, I got everything's freezing here. Now. Yeah, Lin is defending outside his base. The Dryads are starting to fall, but they're also finding a lot of return kills on the Berserkers. Oh, he killed the Demon Hunter out of nowhere with a Chain Lightning. We are super async now. Oh, fuck, I'm ruining this set. Sorry, guys. We are working with a clean feed here, and sometimes that's a little unstable. I hope you can forgive this. Only so much we can do about that. Trying to rush to do you, cast it from there, but I don't know. So Lin has held at his expansion. Supply-wise, though, we still have Moon with a big lead. He now opened up the tier 3 transition to go to Mountain Giants. He has the first few out already. Mountain Giants supposed to be good against the Headhunters. Okay. But how do they do against Tauren? I think it shouldn't be too bad. Like, have the MGs to block, the Dryads firing from the back. That could be a way to take out the Tauren. That was, I think, we just saw Cash versus Kiwi doing that well. We see a Sapper by Moon. This should be sniped though, right? If he just sends in the Sapper without any distraction, Tower kills it. There we go. Oh, distraction coming from the right. Perfect moment by Moon. And Lin wasn't looking for a second. Tower is gone. And now it's time to kill the burrows again. And then there's no piercing damage here anymore. But Lin is going for the counterattack. Moon trying to, not even trying to repair. He's just evacuating all the wisp. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Mountain Giants coming in. Oh, Lin, he's trying to hold this burrow with everything he can, and he does for now. No point of damage to this expansion yet. Moon is losing his second source of income, and all of a sudden we got a base race of Mountain Giants versus Taurens? Taurens and Berserkers. Yeah, indeed. This game is becoming weird really quick. There's a TP. Lin can react if he wants to, but it is too late. He can't match the force of Mountain Giants. There is a TP now on Moon as well. He went in there without. The Expo, both Expos gone. Lin still with a massive supply deficit. And almost supply stuck at 50. Can not go for the tree. As Moon is saving this one. Ooh, slow. Entangle, trying to TP out. Is it enough damage from the Dryads? No.
And where to go now? Moon still with a big army. Is this where he tries to expand again? He's gonna have the resources. Lin's still struggling at less than 50. Weird game at this point.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get the clean feedback to work, but it's just stuttering and stuttering and stuttering. Okay, so we have to stick with Doyu for this map. I let the production know. Okay, red spots now.
Cloak of Flames.
Pretty good. Especially if he gets in range of the Headhunters. That's going to be sick damage. And he has a lot of sustain, so he can stay in the back line for a long time.
Khadgar's Pipe for Lin. How good is that?
Oh, very good. Oh, he can revive a lot. And he can AoE a lot.
He doesn't have that many walkers currently, but he's making more. Lin saved quite a bit of gold over here.
Yeah, he's now going into upkeep. Oh, tree into Raz. Well done by Moon.
Hero levels wise, Moon is ahead slightly on the Keeper. But Keeper against so many walkers, how much can he really do? Demon Hunter creeping up the rest of the map. There's barely any neutral creeps left. Lin going back into upkeep. He still has the resources to go for a tiny Great Hall, and there it is. New tiny Great Hall for Lin. Going back to 2 bases, just like Moon. This game is still very even.
All right. Who will have the better nerves? All the experience. This is more than 30 years of Warcraft, competitive Warcraft combined. They know this game inside out, but they keep on challenging each other. Moon is well equipped. The entire inventory is just great. Heal scroll, invul scroll, lol, invul potion,
yeah,
heal potion as well. Lin lacks items for sure.
The key for Lin should be get past the MGs, kill the Dryads. But that is easier said than done.
Moon again going for an expansion upper right. Lin sees it pretty much immediately. He has the expo up as well. All of a sudden, the supply gap closes. But is Lin ready for this push? It's just a distraction push, right? Chain Lightning, Shockwave on the heroes, but only on the heroes. The MGs, okay, they cause some trouble with the taunts. Pulverize on the Demon Hunter. TC has one more Shockwave. The Headhunters get in range of the Dryad. This is a scary moment for Moon. One Dryad down already. Heal Scroll used Demon Hunter. He's tanking a lot of damage. Farseer busy on the right-hand side. One Torrent falls. Can be revived, though. The Demon Hunter uses his potion back to 50%. And now the Torrent. Here's the revive. Here's the Pulverize. Headhunters, a couple of them still in range of the Dryads, but the poison damage is stacking up. Level 5 on the Demon Hunter. He's tanking out the left-hand flank. If he kills these mountain giants, though. Oh, is it the surround? No, not really. But he can't chase.
Endless Torrent revives. He's got so much mana.
Yeah, with the Khadgar's Pipe, that's insane. The mountain giants are about to fall. He just revives them again. Gets the purge out with the Orb of Lightning.
Oh my god, dude.
And all of a sudden we have even supply. How do we have even supply? Oh my god, this mountain giant is barely alive.
The Torrents. Is he really going to 2-0 Moon with the Torrent strat?
Unbelievable. As I said, going into this series 5-0 this year,
He's
Lin
just
was
denying his own units right now.
To revive them.
Yeah.
To heal them, basically.
That Khadgar's Pipe, though, holy smokes.
Yeah, this doesn't work as well as it does now without the Khadgar's Pipe. That's for sure. But Lin, can we just... put a statue somewhere of this man?
This is so amazing.
Can we worship him every Sunday from now on, maybe?
Absolutely amazing. Last fight he started with a 10 supply deficit. He still smashed that fight. Keeps on denying his own torrents.
Does that add to units killed in the end screen? Maybe wants to raise a high score or something.
Very close as well to double level 5. And you know what? I guess Moon didn't find the perfect answer moving from map 1 to map 2. It looked really good at some point. But if the orc reaches 65 supply with this torrent strat, it's just insanely strong.
Looks like it. Yeah. Okay, I got another clean feed by new hero. I'm trying this now.
Top left, getting attacked by Lin here, attacking the Expo of Moon. Was trying to take out the expansion, didn't quite get it, but also didn't lose too much. TPing back. He got level 5 Farseer. That is level 3 Chain Lightning. This game certainly makes a lot of sense against Mass Dryads. Playing or prioritizing Wolves doesn't seem smart.
Okay, we got the game sound back, and we got the fight. TC level 5. Oh, wait a second, that's a TP out. Oh, I'm a little confused here. Okay, I am back now. I think you're off sync. Do you see that in our Discord, the link that New Hero sent? And you can follow. Chaotic situation also for the casters. Super sorry once again. Who? Now what? Moon is pressuring this expansion once again. Is Lin ready? He has a mana potion. He has an invul potion. But heal scrolls for Moon as well. Very, very close to level 5 TC. Here we go. Okay, is that enough though? Taunt is looking great so far. The Headhunter's not able to attack the Dryads. The Mountain Giants do deal good damage, but Lin is diving for the Dryads now, forcing a retreat. The Torrents seem to fall, but mana, you see it again. The Resurrection everywhere. He sacrifices a couple of his Headhunters too, but he takes out the Dryads, and at one point, there will only be Mountain Giants left. He uses a Chain Lightning here once more. That was all the mana on the Farseer. Can't use them against possible Wisps or for a hero kill anymore. And the revive over and over and over again reviving. Lin at 65, Moon at 76, but a lot of that supply is Mountain Giants. It's 4 Mountain Giants. And as you know, they don't bring the damage. Demon Hunter is in trouble at 50% with an invul. Sooner or later, these MGs will die. And if there's not too many Dryads, man, this Spirit Link is super strong. Things don't die, and if they do, you just revive them. Oh my. Equal supply still. 350 gold. Demon Hunter, what's he doing there? Is there a way out? There should be a staff, and there is a staff. It was really close. Immediately healed. Northern Isles is not the— What? The Demon Hunter died! How did he die?
He staffed the corpse.
What? Oh my god. Oh my god, is that it? Is that just it? We get Tranquility. Okay. That's also a downside of this build, right? There's no disable.
That's true. But it has a lot of upside as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's mass healing against mass revive now. Nothing will die anymore.
Dude, he just keeps on denying those torrents. Man, he's abusing that cat gust pipe real nice.
Moon back on 2 bases. Will Lin ever be able to strike again? Yeah. Back with full HP.
Oh my god, dude. The torrents have reached the meta.
You were saying it all along. You knew it. Lin with a tiny Great Hall bottom right. Moon scouting it. Oh, is it a tiny Great Hall? Does he have it? Yeah, it's going to the bottom right. Moon has a Wisp there, so he should be able to scout this relatively easy. Sets up a tower. Yeah, that wisp tells so much.
Tiny Great Hall finishes. The rest of the Orc army is on their way, but there's no TP. Of course, Dryad's not the best damage against buildings. MGs, should they pick up some sticks perhaps? They don't, but it might still be enough damage.
Okay, we see the Dryads attacking the Great Hall now. Getting blocked by the little seal. Peons are coming in. Lin has no TP, just an invul. Maybe it's just a distraction because his main expansion is running. Oh no, it's not a distraction at all. He wants to fight. Great position for the keeper. Big round of Treant summoned. Lin, I don't really know, man. If you can hold this, doesn't seem like it. Oh, that was an expensive one. Moon TP's out, saving pretty much everything. That is 700 gold down the drain. Oh, lost a bit, right?
Just a few Dryads at max. Moon stays in this game. Somehow. He should have lost so many times over, but he stays in this. And Lin, perhaps a little overeager to go for the Tiny Great Hall. TP's missing, definitely a big problem. Is he going for a TP now? No, he'll scroll Invis Potion on the TC.
Are you on the same stream now, by the way? Are we in sync again?
I'm on the same stream. We're kind of in sync. I'm not sure exactly.
Okay. We're clicking to the upper left expansion now. Clicking to the 12-0 expansion now. And there's a Dispel against the Treants once again. This Invis TC, close to level 6. What's he able to do? He went for Stomp now, by the way. No Shockwave anymore. Sorry if you mentioned that already. It was a little bit all over the place. Here we go into the backline, waiting for the... Okay, for the Tranquility I was about to say, but no. Goes for the hero focus. Realizes this keeper is hard to save him, even though he has a heal scroll. Taunt protects this. But the Dryads are, again, a little far forward in range of the Headhunters. But no, the Headhunters in the far back, they don't do damage at all. Oh, boy, that stop. He wants this KOTG gone as fast as possible. The TC, he barely takes any damage with all the evasion, but man... Focus fire on that TC here. Demon Hunter in trouble as well. Pulverize, right clicks, everything thrown onto these second heroes. Moon trying to staff out TC. Can he get level 6? He gets level 6! Oh, this focus fire for nothing! Resurrection, and he comes back with full HP. Not good. Moon, not good. 70 supply, and this aura again. He's so fast now.
That staff was like a split second away from finishing. Then the TC doesn't get 6, then the TC dies. Are you kidding me, this game?
This game is down to the blink of an eye. Every split second counts. And it is Lin with a 10 supply lead with dual level 6 heroes.
Moon is still upper base. Can he do something with that?
Oh,
Stomp
keeper.
coming in.
Indeed. Is there a chain lightning somewhere for another nuke? Farseer was far back. Torren dies, but again just revived. What is dead may never die.
Oh,
he's trapped in the corner. He has a TP, but without siege sticks, he can't do any damage. What's Moon doing? This looks hopeless now. Buying some time, of course. He is up. He has 2 bases up. This is a TP soon, respecting the chain lightning, respecting the storm. This was also a split second, by the way.
This is the first game I've ever seen that makes Ancestral Spirit look broken.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, it's not over yet, boys. Moon has a supply lead again. Keeps on healing with Tranquility. Still upper base. And the demon about to be back. But top left Lin is taking out this expansion.
Yeah,
this time for real.
How long can Moon stay in this game? How long can he keep up the resiliency? He's getting more pickups here. The Headhunters and the Farseer harass is a little difficult without the Endurance Aura. Quite difficult, actually.
Is that a new Tiny Great Hall down there?
I think so, right?
It should be. Yep. Okay. Lin back to 2 bases, and now it's looking real rough for Moon.
We could see 4 ultimates if this game goes a little longer. Can they please fight forever? Okay, the next fight, possibly. Lin with a decent mass. We have Tranquility immediately, and the TC is not in range at all. Big mana burns. The TC doesn't have a potion, so he doesn't want to take that fight. That Torrent dies. Good engagement for Moon. Big supply lead all of a sudden for him because all of the gold by Lin went into that tiny Great Hall. The Torrent are suffering real hard with this Mass Dryad now.
Yeah. They might be getting revived, but they still give experience when they die.
Yeah.
This demon is getting really close to 6.
There is level 6. Is it Metamorphosis to save Moon? Were we just doubting him? Was that a mistake by us? The Mountain Giant's about to fall, but he creates such a crazy void. He has the ultimate now. He skilled it now. Will he use it? There it is! Metamorphosis. He kills the TC for... Wait. Was there no Tranquility?
Oh, he didn't have the ult!
He did! But was it on cooldown or something?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It must have been on cooldown.
Oh my Moon! He's taking Lin apart! All of a sudden it's 34 supply! What happened here?
It looked so good for so long. How did it suddenly turn around? It wasn't just the Metamorph. Before the Metamorph, it was already looking bad.
That fight was really, really not the one for Lin. And maybe it's once again an expansion timing for Lin that he shouldn't take, really? Like, we see this sometimes against Undead, when he's expanding too fast and not on the right moment. He's a little bit too greedy. Was that tiny Great Hall not the right call?
He also had 2 Torrents in the top left. They didn't bring with the army for a long time. And then he brought them in later. They were already hurt. They died really quick. He didn't bring his army together, kill them off, deny them, and then revive them. The late game there seemed a little sloppy, to be honest. Which I hope isn't too much of a criticism. All in all, this was just still a great game and insanely well played. But maybe Lin was too sure of a victory there at the end.
Yeah, that's probably it. Like, if you don't lose anything throughout such a long time... Here we go. Highlights of the game, and there were so many. The surrounds, the lightning shield moves. This early game was already at like 300 kilometers per hour. So many hero kills. The revives constantly. But Moon, with the Dryad play, man, he is finding answers. Slowly but steady.
If Lin plays a little safer, if he brings his 2 Torrents back to his army more quickly, if maybe he plays a little defensively until he has maybe 2 more Torrents and suddenly he has 6, then perhaps that looks different, but there was a fight taken too eagerly in the middle. Even losing the TC. Not considering the resurrection cooldown, apparently.
Yeah, and maybe there was 1 or 2 wisp detonates that killed the mana pool of the Spirit Walkers for good. Wow, this could be the grand final, man. This shows the rivalry between them. They are decent friends, of course, as well. Sharing the stage for such a long time, being in teams together for Team Korea, for example. But when it's one-on-one competitions, man, it's all about them. This is crazy.
Third map, guys. We have one more. And that's going to be Concealed Hill. It doesn't seem like a very good early game Headhunter map. In the late game, when you can move to the red camps, then it's pretty good. Especially for taking out the Drakes.
But it's also very good for Mountain Giants. I mean, you can't rely on Tranquility to work all the time. Having Mountain Giants there is really good.
Yeah, but the mid-game creep ability that you give up not playing grunts, because you can't creep the gold mine well, you can't creep the merchant well, you can kind of creep the lab well. I hope we see it again. I want to see this torrent strat again. Of course, if you play torrents, you have fountains as well. That's a big deal for the late game.
Is it better It's definitely better for the Mountain Giants, of course, but you have more Tauren than you have Mountain Giants, so maybe the combined HP region is better for Lin in the end. It's hard to say. I'm super glad we go game 3, man. I am super glad we go game 3. Sorry again for the little hiccups there. Threw us off a little for sure, but this stream seems to be good now. Thanks, New Hero, who's saving the day, not only as a mod, but also providing the good streams. And I can finally hear the sound.
Did you open the browser?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Concealed Hill. Is this where Lin now moves back to standard? Or are we sticking with Farseer Headhunter Torrents?
Good question, man. Look at Moon just talking to himself. Takes another moment. We know this. He's usually one of the later players to join a game, always taking the time that he needs. And what will he bring us now? Oh my god, I'm so unbelievably hyped for game 3. As this decides the second player in the quarterfinal next to Law Light. It will be another Korean. It will be one of the 2 greatest players of all time. Is it Lin or is it Moon?
What's the base build? This is going to tell us a lot. That looks like a War Mill again. I guess that's just his style now.
Yeah.
And Night Elves, get ready. This is going to be played a lot on ladder very soon.
It was quite funny. I don't know if you watched the ESL StarCraft 2 tournament, but it had Rotterdam and the Muslim casting, and they were talking about the Farseer openings in one of the little breaks, and Rotti was like, yeah, man, I knew it all along. I was playing Farseer. I knew it 10, 15 days, years ago. It just takes these guys a little to catch up, and now on the biggest stage, the greatest orc player that ever lived is picking up the old Roddy Farseer and Headhunter.
And it's such an interesting dance between these two. The Farseer Headhunter strong opening into strong Tauren late game, and then the adjustment with Dryads, which then again can be countered with Berserkers, where it comes a lot down to perfect unit mix and perfect positioning. And of course, before that, it's a lot about map efficiency and expansions. Expansions have been the key in all these maps so far. Lin being able to counter expand, and Moon keeping his expansions alive as best as possible.
Alright. Guys, I'm fiddling with the sound here a little. Let me know if it's loud enough. Or if it's too loud. So, yeah, it is Keeper again. It is Farseer again. Almost in every meta and every matchup, Lin is able to play Farseer now. Against Undead, we see this a bit. Against Human, of course. Now against Night Elf as well.
So, Farseer this time, not harassing, but creeping right away, just like it was on Northern Isles. Similar as on NI, you can't really prevent the level 2 Keeper, so may as well just go creeping yourself. And then says hello for a bit of pressure. The level 3 Keeper was always reached at a decent time and always found a lot of kills. It seems like there's no preventing this. One option against that could be Mercs, Shadow Priest for the spell. Oh my god, what is that scout, by the way? Are you kidding me?
Holy! That is... Was it even a second after he dropped it?
Yeah. 1 second, maybe 2 seconds, something like that. And that's a cancel.
Sick. Wow, that is raising your fist in the front of your opponent's face. Like, I know exactly what you do. Come challenge me. I read you like a book.
And he even hit the Berserker, the Headhunter, I should say, in the corner. Not losing them yet, but I'm sure many will be going down soon. Telly staff on the Farseer. always nice to have.
Yeah,
if there's Entangle, you can get out. But, yeah, it is level 2 Keeper now, so gotta be worried about that. He lost many grunts in his career to this, so gotta be careful, especially on map 3. The 5-0 win streak of Moon is on the line against Lin this year. And it was never as contested as it is now.
That's a great camp right there to creep from Moon. Taking that away from the TC, who's going to be coming second. Absolutely magnificent. Didn't get the whole camp, but I think he got 2 of them. Also the item. But it's not yet level 3 for this keeper. Oh, and Lin finds him there as well.
He has Omnivision. I checked for a second if he's skilled Farsight maybe and knows the entire map, but not the case. But the Entangle right-click start, and nothing really you can do about that when you're a Headhunter. It's only 1 loss so far, though.
Yeah, 1 Headhunter going down against the Keeper's whole mana pool, also damaging him. That's okay. He's gonna staff back himself now to the Moonwells, gonna heal up, and creeping that Expo without Ancient of War is not that easy. If the Farseer comes in to harass with Chain Lightning, that could be really dangerous. Bestiary this time. Bestiary Totem, no tier 3.
Still going for the... Okay, still going for the TC.
Oh, that Farseer creep jack.
What's the reason for this? Yeah, Wolves, it's only level 1 though, getting entangled immediately. Okay, it was to be expected. How long can he stay in this? It's great damage on the Keeper.
This play by Lin. Coming in here with the creep jack and then with the counter surround. Okay, I thought it was going to be going worse, but Moon holds. Archers are still alive. Keeper took a lot of damage, but he survives. And he expands.
Okay, second try. Can Lin punish this once more? We see the Demon Hunter as a third hero for the 3rd time. Wolves try to take out this archer, but no. Moon again casting them invisible, but there's dust on the Farseer. Oh, Entangle trying to staff out. Is the damage enough? It is not. 36 HP.
Nice instant staff. Gets him out of there. Also, good job by Moon keeping his archers alive. Lin brought the dust. He could have been able to kill them, but of course Moon with a perfect counterplay. This series is just a treat.
So, Lin realizing that it's gonna be Dryads again and counters with Raiders? What's the plan with the Bestiary?
I'm not sure. Wind Riders don't seem like a good idea against so much piercing damage. But normally when you want to play Raiders against Dryad, you want to go double Bestiary Mass Raiders. Here now comes the level 3 Keeper and the Demon Hunter. And with that, you can kill a lot of Headhunters.
Yeah.
This is the scary part for Lin.
Surround though, Stomp used early. He gets out. That surround wasn't closed. Spirit Link applied now. Second surround attempt. Invo Potion on the Demon Hunter. Moon playing magnificently well around this hero kill attempt of Lin. And that was Stomp for nothing.
And that's another 2 Headhunters going down. 3 Headhunters dying here.
Again. Yep. Denied it though. Yeah, same. Like every game, 3 Headhunters. We in sync, by the way, just went to the upper left, now bottom right, now Lin's main.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, seeing the Headhunter here. Walker Adept upgrade. That's what you're hoping for throughout the entire game. That's what you're waiting for.
Oh, the next staff in from the Keeper, looking for more kills.
OTC is in trouble. Demon Hunter, Invul Potion takes it now, but oh my god, the Farseer doesn't look very good at all! Oh my god, mana burn kill for Moon. He's playing out of his world. Lin trying to get the hero kills, but it's just not working. Moon glitching out of one after the next Entangle.
The TC though, how is he gonna get back home? He's getting chased. There's gonna be one more Entangle soon.
Jesus, I stream lagging again. There we go. He survives. He denies himself.
And That is both heroes dead. It's looking really bad now for Lin.
Okay, seems to be stabilizing now. Yeah, how do you get back from this? Double kill, triple headhunter kill. Wow, you don't! You don't, and just like that, Moon wins the series and Moon follows Law Lion into the quarterfinal. Holy smoke, what a brutal ambush. What a disaster for Lin on game 3.
Game 3, it suddenly seemed like he didn't have a chance anymore. What was so different? How was that looking so different from the first 2 maps? On map 2, he really had a chance to win this. To 2-0 Lin. To 2-0 Moon, excuse me. But Moon fought back. Moon emerges victorious. But that is a very promising build that Lin is showing us.
Indeed, but Moon, man, the reaction from game 1 to game 2 to game 3. The perfect additions. Yeah, we praised Lin's play throughout the entire series with the scouting and all. But Moon was just... He had the more important moves there, I guess. The entangles, the right clicks, the timings, glitching out of these surrounds. He just kept his units safer. We didn't even need mass hunts or mass dryads in the third game. All that Moon needs is a keeper and a demon hunter.
Yeah, Concealed Hill, honestly, I don't think it's a really good map for this strat at all. If you do get to the late game, okay, but getting to the late game, that's the big problem. If you get to the late game, these torrents seem to be pretty good already. But I mean, Lin, he must know what he's doing. He's the pioneer of this strategy. Perhaps there's also some learning still for him to be done, as he's perfecting this new super awesome strategy.
Is it that awesome when it's so exposed in the early mid-game and your opponent knows exactly what to do against it? Because that was the case for Moon for sure. Very aggressive, identified the weakness early mid-game, and then just like that, you lose the game.
There can be some adjustments to that as well. Maybe instead of... Maybe you want to fit in some Shaman. Perhaps that could work, but that makes the Tauren adjustment tougher. Seeing the strength of like a decent number of Taurens plus Walkers, I think that has promise. But we'll see if that can be developed and still played for the rest of the tournament.
All right. We have one more game here today in Colorful versus Lin Guagua. That will be coming up. Another Night Elf versus Orc, but I guarantee you this will look a lot different. And I hope the stream stabilizes so you don't have to encounter these lags anymore.
Yeah, Lin dropping down to the lower bracket. Lin Guagua and Colorful, they are the 2 players for our last match of the day. We said goodbye to Alice earlier already, and now it's going to be between 2 Chinese again. Is it going to be the Night of Colorful or the Orc Lin Guagua? We're going to find that out in our last match of the day.
Indeed. We will have an interview with Moon coming up, and Wong is there and Mongolia is there. So we will have 2 translators actually to hear from the greatest of all time what he thinks about the build of Lin. And I guess it's time.
好的，各位亲爱的观众朋友，这场比赛最终还是 Moon 笑到了最后，他以2-1让1支2是击败了 Lin， 那是取得了 B 组的这个胜者组的第1名，然后是率先的晋级到了8强当中。好，接下来我就连线一下我们的月魔 Moon， 看他对于刚才的这场惊心动魄的 BO3 有什么想要跟我们聊一聊的。Hello Moon。
Hello。
恭喜你这场比赛赢下来了。
Thank you， 谢谢。
好，那我们先问一下第一局吧。第一局的比赛当中，那看到你从头到尾只出了弓箭手这一个兵种，然后是因为开始计划就是这样的打法呢，还是因为自己的分矿被令强拆了以后，没有更多的经济去做一个转型和升级？
1세트에 아처만 계속 썼잖아요. 이거는 혹시 빌드상으로 준비한 건지 아니면 멀티가 밀려갖고 경제적으로 딸려서 아처만 계속 뽑았는지 알 수 있을까요?
박준 선수의 새로운 전략에 1경기 당황했었고 또 아초만 뽑았던 것이 페인이었습니다. 상대가 타우레인을 체크를 못했었고 또 상대가 준비를 많이 해왔으니까 네, 제가 다행히 2, 3세트는 좀 다르게 플레이하면서 대처하면서 승리를 가져갈 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
首先第一局的话，因为Moon不是Lin 准备的这个战术让他有点就是出乎意外，而且他没有预料到Lin会用那个牛头人就猎头，所以就可能因为是在战术上的没有及时的侦查到，所以就一直出了这个 AC。
好，那在第二局比赛里面，其实很多的这个观众，包括我都认为莫恩可能要被2-0带走了，直到最后一波团战这个莫恩才是翻盘取得了胜利。那除了大家都能看到的，就是恶魔猎手到达6级变身这样一个优势之外，那赢下最终的团战还有什么我们所没有看见或者不够了解的？莫恩是怎么来看这个团战呢？
그 2세트 때도 되게 불리한 상황에서 데몬 헌터가 6레벨 찍고 그 메타몽 나오면서 역전을 하셨잖아요. 근데 저희가 봤을 때는 메타몽이 약간 좀 이기게 될 수 있는 포인트라고 볼 수 있는데 혹시 장재호 선수 입장에서 봤을 때 다른 그 이기게 된 그런 계기가 있다면 어떤 게 있다고 생각하세요?
저도 이길 줄 몰랐었고 제 데몬이 잡히면서 상대 치툰이 이육되면서 이거 졌구나 이 생각을 했었는데 생각보다 양쪽 멀티가 잘 돌아가는 바람에 자원력으로 이겼다고 생각하고 저는 데몬 6이 아니었어도 그 교전에서 중간에 센터에서 교전에서 이길 수 있었다고 생각했었습니다. 네, 병력이 많았기 때문에.
首先就是在他第一次死后牛头到达6级的时候，他这个时候就觉得已经自己输掉这个比赛了，但是可能是因为有双矿在，所以经济能维持下去，然后以及就算是DH 没有到6级变身，如果在那个中间团战的话，就算是 DH 没有到6，他觉得还是那波团战他还是可以获胜的。
好的，看来这个顶尖选手理解和我们还是确实有不一样的地方。那最后一局，莫恩是在击杀了令的双英雄以后，比较轻松的拿下了决胜局的胜利。这局比赛感觉好像，令的状态是不是因为第2局的失利，被打得有点低迷？莫恩是怎么来评价第3局的这样一个比较大优势的胜利呢？
3세트는 좀 약간 쉽게 가져왔잖아요. 이게 혹시 박주 선수가 2세트에서 좀 많은 체력이 딸려서 2세트 영향을 받아서 3세트가 발휘를 제대로 못했는지 아니면 뭐 그 빌드 쪽이 많이 유리했는지 어떻게 생각하세요? 3세트?
아니 저는 그렇게 생각 안 하고 상대 선수가 뭐 제가 멀티하려는 의도를 잘 파악해가지고 트리도 취소했었고 잘 풀어가는 과정에서 제가 운 좋게 견제가 잘 들어가는 바람에 피해를 많이 잘 줬던 것 같아요. 그래서 제가 이길 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
第3局的话，其实他觉得就是其实令打得非常好，因为他的分矿也被拆掉了，但是可能因为他这边就是判断的比较好，然后就赢下了第3场比赛。
好的，谢谢莫恩接受我们的采访，也希望后面8强的比赛能够继续有好的发挥，谢谢。
谢谢。
All right.
那么今天晚上应该说是最重头戏的一场比赛已经是打完了，
Okay.
获胜
Thank
方
you,
就是莫，
BBC.
希望他在8强里。
Moon pretty much saying that he was super surprised by the Torrents and was stuck with the archers. He didn't have any lore, so there was no transition possible anymore. So he got overwhelmed on map 2. He would have won the fight even without metamorphosis. He thought he had lost already, but turned it around again. And the question was if Lin is in bad shape on Concealed Hill, but Moon says Lin played very well on the 3rd map, but I had better decision making. So very nice, very humble as always. Here are the highlights from CH, where Lin got pretty much demolished after a great start. Just these super important moments, they all went to Moon.
But man, that game on Northern Isles. Not saying it should have been his, but it could have been his, definitely.
All right. We go into a 5-minute break, and then we're back to Warcraft with Colorful versus Lin Guagua. The loser is eliminated. Stay tuned.